We're back and ready for our second game of today. The question is, who will be able to win it out? Winside tried to creep their way up in there. 4th place off a solo player trying to get the job done. Not too bad, but not many kills alongside it, which becomes the problem. We speak about it over and over again. But the very nice thing we got to see was Northern Lights, even when all odds are stacked against them, can still not only get kills, but stand in and fight back against teams with 1 player left alive, 2 players up in there.
And they played it smart on the southeastern side. I mean, they were out on the edge for the most of the time, but then at one point they were like, you know what, it's going to go post, so there's no way around it. And then they just crashed it. I mean, sure, they didn't really, I mean, only 2 of the players made it there, but the ones that did, they played it separately. They said, we'll just use that whole element of surprise thing. And they honestly, they proned it out in positions where, I mean, probably wouldn't even look for a player there. I mean, one is hiding there behind that rock uphill, and the other one is hiding by a fence.
That's what I was.
It's one of those, but I mean, it's so smart because you can like, oh my god, it's out in the open, and why does it do that? Nobody would care to look there.
And that's why I'm laughing, right? Because logically that says, oh my god, this would be crazy. But then, actually, it's one that's going to be checked, and it did work out. So fair play to him. You can't take anything away.
Not at all. I'm interested in seeing where Zoekt Een Naam will go in this one. I would assume they are going to shoot down towards Paraíso. They've been down there many times before, but I actually had expected them to jump out early. We saw Avangar able to go early. They've been Campo Militar many times before, and 4AK as well. Was expecting them to go up north towards the Cobraria, but it could be that they've decided to take the fight for Monte Nuevo now. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. They are out of the plane. They are going in the direction too, so maybe that's them saying we want Monte Nuevo for ourselves. And well, at least for now, they're going to get it.
Don't we all? Stay in school though, kids. It's worth getting the qualifications for. Otherwise, you end up a massive degenerate like me. But I do have a pretty awesome job in the end of the day, so it's not that bad when it comes down to it. But most of us would rather be playing games than being in school. So what I recommend is get school out of the way really fast, do all your homework, get through it, and then play lots of PUBG.
Life's advice is coming in hot from James right there. Jamasera is going to be taking once more my Gamerlegion. I guess Zoekt Een Naam went west instead of east, just because I said they should go Portal. They went to Valdemar. It was a 50-50. They could have done both. They decided to go west. Makes perfect sense, but we'll see. According to the plane and the circle, if it paid off, it didn't.
Oh, we're going up north.
Well, I mean, it did pay off because I can still rotate up there, but that is one hell of a northern circle. And the DP just flipped and died. I don't know. He's inside Los Leones, so maybe he hit something and fell down and knocked himself. Okay, bro, we'll need to make a run up and get him back up on his feet, because it doesn't really seem like anyone's really stressing to rest him right now.
they're just like, we'll get him eventually, you know.
Yeah, that's, I mean, no one's running for him. Like, hello. It's like, God, dude, I'm looting. Call down to me, I'm looting. Come on. That's kind of interesting. Mise getting looted up. That's going to be in San Martin. They have plenty of time to loot on that. But of course, I mean, if you're Quickmath, you know they want to get into those spots early on in the game. So maybe make that transition further north up towards, I don't want to say go to water treatment, because that's not a place you want to sit early game. But maybe the compound northeast of it, or the compounds just on the western side. Pretty good to play from.
And that's the thing we talk about at Quickmath, right? Their style is not so much going all guns blazing, but it's more deal with what's around you, playing the smarter rotations. And when I say smarter rotations, it's ones where they don't actually want to fight too much. They want to kind of stay away from a lot of the action early on. And they will be happily to win and take games with 4, 6 kills, something like that alongside it. Obviously, they would ideally want more, but they value the placement points that bit higher.
And it's kind of interesting to me, because as much as I like them, they're all great players. They, to me, seem like a team that is still playing in the old meta and the old point system. Because that playstyle they bring in here is something that everyone would do previously. Gotta go center, gotta get those positions, and then if fights come to you, sure, you can go for them. But because placement points were so much higher value than kills at that point, even when you didn't get those kills, the placements will still get you high enough up on the leaderboard, right? But for them now, they're still kind of doing that same thing, and it works out because no one else is, to the same extent at least. They just don't really get the kills with them, and that's why we always tend to see them sitting in that like 5th through 8th, 9th place, because they never really go out crazy on top. And if they want to win tournaments, then I think they got to change that.
In their minds, they're like, we just want to live in the old times. Maybe it'll come back and we'll be ready for it, because we never adopted it.
That's the thing. Deny until it's changed. It's like the hipsters, right? I will wear my monocle instead of a normal set of glasses, because one day glasses will be banned, and then I'll be like, ha, what did I say? Wear monocles, because that's the thing. Or the whole weird bikes with like the big front wheel and the small back wheel.
I'd love to ride one of those. That'd be funny.
What do you call them in English? Does it have a name? Or is it just a bike?
I'm pretty well. It's a certain type of bike, right?
Yeah, they have a name in Danish, but that doesn't make any sense. Unless if the guy who made the bike was called Peter, and I don't think he was. Exactly. That's how weird it is. That is how weird it is. And going from bikes, who could be an addition to the game, bicycles in PUBG could be interesting. Then fatigue would play a factor too. And going from that over to Zoekt Een Naam, they have the longest rotation to make here, but not necessarily the hardest, because they don't have a whole lot of rotation on the west side. Teams that are fighting early though, it's gonna be Riddle taking shots up towards Moon from Winside. I see how he had with that one before. He's taking damage. He lost his buggy as well, but he does manage to stay alive.
Okay, so that bike was called a penny farthing, also known as a high wheel, high wheeler, and ordinary. It was the first machine to be called a bicycle. It was popular in the 1870s and 1880s with its large front wheel providing high speeds and comfort. But there's also pictures on Google of someone face planted.
That's probably something that has been done by many and many times. It's gonna be hard holding the balance on that thing.
Dude.
In Danish, it was Væltepeter, which means like falling Peter. So I guess that was more reference to that guy that face plants. Yeah. The first guy to ever die on one of those was called Peter, and maybe that's the thing.
You'd have to have incredibly strong core abs muscles to be able to do that bike as well. It's like it's like a unicycle, because that small wheel at the back is doing nothing.
Well, it does help with balance to some extent, I guess. Like a helicopter has a small rotors on the back side too, right?
I'm not trying to be a designer or an engineer of any of this, mate.
We got time to talk. These guys are rotating. For those you guys, of course, who want to get a little more info than what we get right now, get that map stream up.
Yes.
Exclamation mark map, PEL_esports_map on Twitch. You'll get this that we see right here. All the info, how teams rotate, why they rotate, where they rotate, and to Yuho knocking himself. You'll also get to catch that. His teammates, they're nowhere near him. And once again, we don't see anyone really turning around and go, oh my god, we need to rest our team. It's like one of those, do we really have to?
It's like, come on, man. I've got to go back.
Instead of go rock, paper, scissors.
Nail up.
Like
What's
Nail
going on?
Himself. Yep. It's rotations on Miramar. That is the only...
Nixie's here, spraying onto T-Bone. Lots of damage done. T-Bone is... Oh, God, Nixie's isn't able to finish him off, but that was so much damage done. He's going to continue to tap away, and if only he had a teammate there to help him out.
This is a small thing, but I will say it anyway. He stopped shooting and swapped over to his M24 with 5 bullets still left in his gun. T-Bone was at, what, 5 HP? That could have been one of those 5 bullets landing. I'm not going to call it a rookie mistake, because it's just one of those habit things that you swap over when you feel like you're out of ammo. But that one right there, he should not have swapped over before he used every single bullet. That could have been a kill.
Well, Max is all, he's trying to find some additional kills, because that's what Avangar's been all about so far in our first game. But the placements weren't all too high for them. They went out in 15th and this time, or last time around, with 4 kills.
Yeah, not the way they wanted to kick things off there. We'll see if they can make up for it here in game number 2 in the day. Circle is closing in as we speak. And those of you guys watching the map stream, you'll see 4 AK now. And Zoekt Een Naam rotating alongside one another. Of course, T-Bone before was shot at by Havoki, but now they might be the ones to get to hold off a bit of rotation there. Clip as well. We've seen him beast it out with the M24. Any bolt action sniper really in hand. And
yeah, definitely any bolt action sniper with that man.
Him and Max is all. They have been our go-to bolt actioners of phase 2. We'll see if anyone can rise to the occasion and claim that title for themselves here in the finals.
It's so satisfying as well when you watch them land those shots, especially at great distances coming in there. I think I just saw Calvin Klein with my favorite weapon, VSS in there.
Exactly that.
My man.
My man.
He's been listening to my understanding of how good the VSS is, and that's what's going to lead Desperado to be the #1 team.
That alone. The fact that Calvin this game is playing with the VSS means that they'll win the tournament.
Yep, there you go.
If that is the go-to strategy.
No, he would need it every tournament, every game.
Oh, okay, that's going to be hard. I mean, I think it's actually easier to find a M24 and then a VSS.
I missed the times of having Fingwin to prove me right on everything.
I mean, the thing is, you don't only need the VSS, but you need to know how and where it's strong. The fact that Fingwin was always, you can't really say always the last guy alive, but it tended to happen at least. Or like even when he was with the teammates, he was tended to be the flanker by himself, right? Really worked out. But now, enough about him. Let's talk about what's happening on our screens. It's gonna be the Boom taking out 2-0. Not a whole lot more to be done there from him there.
Misses close right by. Peltz is just driven off. Encelenso is still driving at the moment. Winside are outnumbered in this fight, but position-wise, they can be a little bit stronger here. And nades are going off towards them. The boom takes a lot of damage. It manages to escape Moon, though, and they are just going to look to get out of here straight away on this bike. They're not looking to challenge it, and I really respect this, but is Silencio going to be in a spot to try and fire on into him?
It's going to be difficult. Are they going to be in a spot to not flip the bike? Seems like they are, and away they go. Seems like they'll be able to make it all the way back down towards Roof. Circle did go up north, as we see here, and this is interesting. This is extremely tough. 1 minute to go until it starts closing in. So a bit of time for teams to really consider how they want to go about it, but they need to rotate while thinking, because as you can see here, I mean, we still have 1 minute to go and everything's practically taken already. I mean, there's still things to play from, but still.
Northern Lights going on that far rotation, so taking their time with it. It's not the end of the world just yet, but they are going to be certainly one of the teams fighting on the edges, at least for the rest of this. Got a couple of phases that will come out.
And the thing is, from water treatment all the way up towards where Avangar sitting up north, it's just one big open area. Besiktas, they got panned, and they died.
16th place, not what they would have wanted. We used to speak about them in phase 1 being one of the king teams when it came to playing Miramar. Not worked out for them so far, but they certainly would look to try and change it around.
And honestly, I don't think they have gotten any worse at playing Miramar. It's just the fact that other teams have played it that much more.
Time put
they
in,
have spent more time, and I don't know if they've caught up. It's just Besiktas getting caught up in positions where they pretty maybe weren't ready for the fights they ended up fighting in. It's just, I mean, other teams have already stepped, like the average play, the average, what do you say, level of play on Miramar is just really, really risen.
You've actually spoke about this before, right? And this is, you're on the money with it, because Miramar before was not always the map that would always kind of be 50-50 split, right? For PEL, for contenders, everything is 50-50 split on that. So I guess it's forced over the time for more teams to actually dedicate themselves to it. And Besiktas now maybe need to reinvent themselves a little bit if this continues, because we saw this in the groups and now we're seeing it here now.
There are regions where it's still not a 50-50 split, where it's like a 80-20 split all the way down, I believe. Or when some of the Southeast Asian regions, they barely ever play Miramar. So of course it's a thing that it's a thing that many teams have to get used to. Of course, in Europe and NA, we have gotten used to it, and that's why we can see the level of play rising. I'm glad to see it.
Ahead of the curve. That's what we're trying to do here. And Northwest, he's trying to tap away at Hamster, but won't be able to get the job done. He's looking for cover because he knows there is another player able to shoot at him. It's going to be McCann at top. And now, actually, he could be pinned if Hamster wants to come back at all. This is very scary. McCann hitting some shots. Northwest still looking up for Hamster. He's aware that this guy could come over at any point, and he has no idea where to look for it. The nade doing so much damage as well, and 4AK will try and hold them off, but so far the kills are going in favor of Gamerlegion.
Really hard position to fight from when we're going this far north as well. It's rare the teams end up even fighting here whatsoever. So again, we talk about it all the time, but knowledge of terrain in these outskirts areas of the map, it's hard to come by unless if you just go into observer mode and fly around like a crazy man.
Now, the rest of 4AK are posted up on this hill, and they can see what's going on. They're looking to see if they can get any revenge. But it's Northern Lights who've only just come through, and they're instantly going to find McCann. And he's thinking, what on earth? Where did this team come from?
Yeah, you can look at this. They were making a wide western rotation, and McCann even held his vehicle down there because he wanted to be able to pick it back up should they get shifted away from him, just like trying to go up and help, but they just did not pay off. Fortunately, we don't go that much into the unknown on the northern side. We have a crate that landed north of the wall. That's okay. That's unfortunate. I didn't think that could happen anymore, but I guess it can. But Circle's pretty centered up. I mean, a lot of the teams are in already. And we have a couple of compounds that are still available. Not a lot of them, obviously, but there still is a bit of playing ground to take.
Hamster and Bjorn just running away around here. They'll be able to hear Northern Lights, who are just trying to push their way inside. More shots happening off towards the D. He's going to struggle, and he's going to get blown to smithereens. Gamerlegion standing strong still with 2 players alive. But they've got to be careful of the rest of Northern Lights who are still hanging around.
See, Edelweiss gone down 7 in a fight against not only No Tank, but other teams in position to shoot up against them too. You can see Moonwolf from the gas station down south. They have an angle on towards them, and it's not really going to be easy for them to do anything from where they are.
We spoke about Quizzy time and time again, a standout player for Northern Lights.
They need to get their rotation game going there. You can see Bjorn and Hamster, they're expecting them to rotate north around, sitting up then holding them. But honestly, at this point, you gotta go south. It's gonna take you too much time to drive all the way through or around the oasis, and you just gotta commit south and hope that you can play somehow on the edge down there.
4AK, they got themselves now into the circle. They've moved around, but they're closer to Avangar now. They've allowed Gamerlegion to move away. It looks like Northern Lights will be going south, like you said, so they're not going to try and fight into this. They're aware Gamerlegion could be waiting for them. And this is the last circle they can really mess around in the blue like this.
This nade could, if it goes far enough, takes, oh no, just blows up on the wrong side. Camera angle had me fooled there for a second. Buster goes down. That's some good shots from Rizzo. Not one of the players we've seen a whole lot from, I feel like, when in all of Moonwolf success. But of course, it takes 4 to win, and Rizzo lands a good one there. Gets a lot of damage applied.
Se7en heavily under pressure once again. And Moonwolf, they are unrelenting in their own aggression, no matter which team they're facing up against here.
They're playing extremely well, and they're most importantly keeping those 4 players alive throughout those entire early game shenanigans. You can see this nade. Oh, a bit too far. Shots are coming in though. Havoki from above. They're just not stopping this fight whatsoever.
Northern Lights, they are the final rotators in, and they're going to be paying a huge price for it. Lots of damage coming out towards them. Perfectix on the floor. Quizzy dies on out. Melbourne's level to land the shots. You got Example pushing up, and Tornado have such key positions to fight from here.
If OK wants to get the rest, it has to be a couple of seconds ago. It's not going to happen. He's going to go down. Now OK will have to make the run from here because his vehicle just got popped, and there's no way inside this one. But Nixie as well. I mean, these guys have a rotation to make too, and now the circle goes east. Wow, that is a rough one. Northern Lights, they do go up, but with this rotation coming in, you can see it. They have the hillside above, but that entire southern side of that mountain they're on is pretty damn hard to get down from.
Desperado, PG-18, Quickmath, and Avangar all inside of it. Riddle got to work their way in, but they should have some space to do so. They're fighting off against No Tag at the moment.
Just want to throw in there real quickly that I said Quickmath should take the compound north of water treatment. They're sitting in it, and it's in the center of the circle. I said that circle 1.
And this fits perfectly for Quickmath style,
does,
right?
It's amazing for
You don't have to fight too much now. You wait for the teams to come to you. Now you've got to probably battle and hold on to that compound. But this is what they like to see. This is how they want to play these games out. There's so many of the other teams as well who are just on the edge of the circle. They're still close, but not far away. And they're just waiting for these other teams to push forward. Krabic all alone now for 7. Moonwolf starting to go further forward into water treatment.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're Desperado in the circle, you have to consider making your way further up north. Because in all honesty, there's going to be 5 teams coming up towards you once water treatment gets excluded from this circle. And it is not going to be easy to hold all of them off, even though you have 4 players and we're in a pretty good position.
Now to Boom, what can he do from here? 3 players up for Winside, but they've got all of Tornado pushing towards them. Tornado will be one of the last teams with 4AK to make it into the circle, but they've got to get past Winside first. And they're also being shot at by Zen at the same time. So Boom will pick up the first knock. I was looking to try and finish him as well. He said, I want a piece of this action to go down.
You can see 4AK trying to embrace the chaos, crashing on through. They're going straight into the compound that Gifted and Moon are in.
Out there battling it off. Ronnie finds found though. Gifted, Brew able to do the damage, and instant finish off comes in. 4AK going to struggle to hold on to this one because they're now just trying to back away, but Winside want to happily take this fight. Gifted Brew's on the floor, and it's going to be all up to Moon. 1v2 now. More shots coming in towards him. He can't catch a break. It's Page now firing, and Zen are in such a good position here. They're right on the edge of the circle. They are inside of it, and they have all the high ground to work off onto these teams who are still trying to find their way in.
And the entire fight south is now starting to commence as well. We still have 14 teams in this game. It's going to be so hard for these teams to do anything. They've already been through rough rotations, and they're still 6 teams away from placement points.
Winside though, Moon, he knows the pressure's on him, but he steals away a kill. Finds Example. He was down and out on the floor, hiding behind a rock. Avoki and Nixty's close by to him.
You can see Bjorn and Hamster's rotation here. It's practically impossible for them to get the run down here as well. Moonwolf, they go out. A little unusual to what we've seen before, but they of course were part of the whole clash in water treatment. So they'll take a 14th place, and all these other teams are starting to fight now as well.
Zen are looking to just go on a field day, fragging out like crazy. They know exactly how to play this type of circle. This is what they want to do. Quickmath now taking some shots as well. The nade goes out on Nixty, and that's going to be 4AK eliminated. Moon standing strong, but how on earth are you going to get out of here, buddy?
Most likely not going to happen, but little on the fact that he got to where he is now. It's every single point matters, and we keep talking about these bad games. Everyone will have to... Holy wow! Moon just spun around and took out Hamster.
He's a beast.
That was a good shot right there. Instant headshot on towards him.
He's now trying to escape. If he manages to get out of this is going to be insane. Moon's used the buggy to push forward. He's still outside the circle, but he can work his way in. Melman's up top, but Zen now, they've got to push their own way in. So Moon, can he stand strong? Can he stay alive? Can he continue to get some extra points here?
Zoekt Een Naam, they can't really risk pushing in themselves any further up north. They would split them too thinly. You can see Ivel is holding the entire southern flank. Vasco is looking up towards the compound, and then you have T-Bone and Page, who are like the more, not expendable, but they're the ones that can decide on making a new front somewhere. You can see they wanted to get down Moon, but the call was made to have them come back towards their teammates. Wise decision in that too, because you don't want to risk everything for going for that potential 1 kill.
No tag team. They had a good game in kills last time around. See what they can get done when they try to push in now. Desperado with a solid position to fight from here. But it's not going to deter no tag team just yet.
Desperado's playing this one really wisely too, because they know there are multiple teams around and they cannot overcommit and saying we need to hold the entire compound. That would simply cut them up too thin. So they're committing to one side of it. They're leaving that compound up, buildings on the one side available for other teams to take. And then they will happily, I guess, take the close quarter fight should it come down to it, because there's some really good fraggers. PG from miles outside the circles, like Penny's like, how am I supposed to stay hidden from that angle too when I'm trying to get covered from every other angle in the entire game?
And Riddler found a pretty okay spot to hide in as well. It's just the moment you move, there's like, there's the ants, no problem.
Yeah, that is really hard to play from. They do now, though, need to hold off this rotation coming in from PG. A lot of shots are indeed being fired down towards Nemrith and Nailub. Nemrith does go down. Yort gets the finish off, but Nailub lives to go through it.
And this could be really nice for PGA team once again.
See, no tag and Desperados fighting one another, full 4v4. A lot of kills coming in from no tag this time around. It's Desperado are the defending teams. You can see now the run comes up. Coldamenta is trying to hold every single remaining player from making anything in. It's not going to be easy.
Huge nades coming up. Give it with a finish off onto Fake. Coldamenta, can he hold on? He's just around the side.
David has the time to just turn around and say, "Oh, who's behind us?" Even though in the middle of a close quarter fight. That's pretty good job.
Just keeping his wits about him as Coldamenta's going to try and work this angle, but T-Bone, he's landing some shots on him, and Coldamenta knows it's time to shine or it's time to die, and he is going to struggle to hold on to this. They push him from every single angle, and Desperado will find themselves out in 10th place.
Great effort by No Tag to get the better of the fight there. It's a hard fight to take, especially when you're the aggressing team being shot at from behind, but they managed to do it and only taking 1 casualty. Really impressively done by them. Now Circle. A bit further north we go. PG in it. Avangar will be in it. And then you have Quickmath. They're on the edge right now, and I would assume at least that they're going to be sticking around here for a little while longer.
Yeah, no reason to move just yet as Moon is eventually found. And it's Maxazor to land the headshot on him. Spots him out as Moon was hoping to creep in once again.
Good angle to take. Nice hit on towards him, and we've now made it into the top 8. You saw Zoekt Een Naam on your screens just before they're making their rotation up north. They know they have that entire western flank to maneuver in. They have Ivel down on the southern side. He's holding everything coming in from their direction. And then you have him, you can see he's shooting up towards PEL Station, the guys in Quickmath, and saying, that compound, guys, that compound's only going to be inside the circle for so much longer, and we will make a way around you and pin you if you don't leave now yourself.
That is not what they want to happen here, as the Riddle players are still struggling to find their way, and they've got no tag team close by, but also PG18, who's well aware of their spot, saw them from miles away, previously on the other circle when it started to come in. Avangar have so much control here.
Yeah, they have pretty much half the circle to themselves right now, and they're doing everything in order to obtain, to maintain that control. You can see how open the field is on their side. Paul Derek does get taken down. That's going to be, we need a home out in 8th place. These are some tough rotations coming in from all the teams, and they're just fighting for every single little dip.
O'Connell being sprayed up onto. Nades ready, though, for Riddle. This could work out for him. They can get any of the knocks in. They throw him a little bit too deep. They don't expect Jukes to give it to be close range. O'Connell's going to be knocked, but they need to keep an eye on what's going on around them. Clib, come on, finish him off. That's how you get it done. Eventually comes in with it. Dino's going to be picked off by PG18, though. This could be one of the saving factors here for No Tag Team, as they are really stuck down. More nades coming out towards them, but 100% Riddle aren't fully aware of where they are.
Thing is, Riddle, Clip just made his way around the side, and that actually allowed for No Tag to put themselves in a better position according to the circle. Now, you did get back up Dino, so the 3 guys strong again, but look at this. Zoekt Een Naam pushing in towards the compound here. They keep Vasco on a flank. potentially get a good off-angle position in on that one. This fight, though, it's going to be hard for Quickmath because they don't seem to have the control on where these opponents are. No tech and taken out on the backside of things. Riddle trying to run on forward. Jonas by himself with just 1 HP to it as well. And it's not going to make things any easier. Ooh,
he jumps into it.
Had he stayed, he would have survived.
The bounce sometimes doesn't work out in your favor, and Vasquez's going to eat that one. The rest of the team, though, now tiny bit split up. We've got a 2-1 going on.
They should be able to commit T-Bone down to get the res up before they aggress any further. We saw one of the Avangar players go down just before those maxes. Saw maybe getting a bit too greedy on the angle over towards Riddle. Had to pay for that one, but he is going to get back up on his feet now.
Quickmath just want to try and hold on to this compound while they deal with Zen. They know they've got an advantage in this position.
The thing is, you can see right now, Page is trying to maneuver his way around there. They really want to be able to pin them on the outside. They know exactly what building they have them all inside. The only thing is that whole, like the eastern side of this compound that they're building they're in is so exposed to Avangar, Tornado, and PG as well, so they cannot sit on that side and hold them.
That's what they can't risk at all, because yes, you can deal with Quickmath, but that's only one of the teams out of 6. Melman, he's been chilling the Tornado on his own, the solo player. Really nice shots coming out there. T-Bone will get ripped apart, and this is Quickmath's time to strike. Get the heels on, and then you've got to go for it.
You can see it right there. As soon as Peltish rolled it out, Avangar was just spraying fire down on towards him. So they really got to figure which side of this building they want to make that escape. And you can see Noctiv, he's just sitting up there waiting for anyone to look out his way.
PG18, though, they want to start fighting with Avangar here. Peltic trying to hold on to Page, sees where he is, spots him out, takes the shots, but can't connect them all. Now the pressure's going to be applied. T-Bone around the corner, loops his head instantly. That's a double knockdown for him. He's not standing strong, but Page is able to get the refrag in. Vasquez found Encelenso, and Quickmath are going to be picked apart.
And they take the fight, only losing T-Bone, which they don't even in the end. Very well done by them. Now PG and Avangar, nade battle at hand. Who's going to come out strong here? Then Jordan Millman in the meantime. They're just chilling and embracing all the giants fighting one another.
So much damage being done here by Noctiv, though. Maxazor may have gone down, but Asbrin are trying to stand onto it. Zen have seen what's happening, and they've taken the high ground. They are all just rushing forward. Ival's come alive, and he's going to get the first knock in. I'm expecting a lot more nades to come out for them as well, as PG18 are probably going to be well aware that there isn't just Avangar here anymore. And how are they going to hold on to this? They've still got to get one player rest up into it. Asbrin round the corner, but it's Page comes in to save the day. And Deez, he is so damn lucky.
Zoekt Een Naam, they just went full sprint mode as soon as they got down Quickmath, and this fight started escalating. Holy cow, they were moving so damn fast. Everyone together, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and that was interrupt this fight going on. This is going to be the 8th kill for them already, and look at the split in between them. They're all doing an amazing job in holding off all their opponents.
Now, what is going to play out here now for Tok? He is all alone, but he hasn't been spotted out just yet. Zen have become the king of the hills.
They just took the center. They just conquered the center of the circle.
Tok starts off with the first, tries to go in, does manage to eliminate Page, which is at least one additional point in the 5th place for Avangar. But overall, Zen, they took the control, and now they've got to deal with PG18. More nades coming out, and I'm surprised PG18 still have any nades going.
That is right. The Yannick spots T-Bone from afar, but that's going to be some hard shots to land. And we also got to keep in mind that both Jordan and Millman are still in this game. We know how these sneaky snakes can become a destructive force when you're full-on focused on the fight that you're in the middle of. All of a sudden, a player that hadn't really expected comes out of nowhere and shoots you in the back. We've seen it happen so many times before. And Millman now seems to be the next one to get cornered off here.
Millman. He's sat there thinking, okay, there's so many people around me. What do I do from here? He just can hear everything going on. Ival's completely prone here, and he's got to be careful he doesn't get sideswiped.
Interesting that Nailab, like that they sent Nailab down below. I mean, I guess it makes sense as far as to splitting out and getting some more vision and knowledge. It's just, it's a risky position to play it from. You don't have a whole lot of info. You can see now he's prone down as well. Won't be able to do a whole lot as far as providing for his teammates.
And this is crazy because everyone is inside the circle now.
I guess him being down there does, well, I mean, give him the intel that they aren't pushing around the side. I think that's like he's just there to be kind of a blockade on a potential flank from Zoekt Een Naam.
Now, Zen don't have the center anymore. It's going to be Deez and Yannick, but T-Bone and Vazku will try and push back onto it. The solo players are doing nothing. They are chilling. They're waiting.
They are on the Zoekt Een Naam site, though. That could be a thing, right? If they start shooting both Millman and Yord at the exact same time, then PG might have an opportunity to have a somewhat decent third-party engagement. Or sixth-party, fifth-party, that would be.
You got D splitting off. He's found Fjord taking a few shots towards him. Melman's going to be found by Ival as well. But instantly, Yannick, he sees what's going on and he's able to capitalize on it. Going to look to do some additional damage here. And at least for Zen, only Vazku is up and he has to deliver one hell of a performance.
Them taking down one snake meant that they lost 2 players in return of it. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and that's an unfortunate set of circumstances. Now Vazku's by himself, trying to have the other guys lag out because of all the smokes being thrown everywhere. There's like 9 smokes in the vicinity of 20 meters right here. He spots on one, he gets a headshot up towards him too, and that's going to be him down. And all of a sudden, Yord is in the top 2 situation here.
Trying to get the job done, but then he gets picked apart. PG-18 get it with 9 kills. A strong performance from them. The way they came over and engaged in that in the end, they realized the timing was going to work out. They were engaged in that fight. It was Avangar who was stuck in the middle. Zen came and did a bit of the cleaning up, but PG-18 shot at whoever came over to them.
They were doing well. I mean, Zoekt Een Naam had a really smart push-up on there to engage the whole fight. Just couldn't get the finish off, so they needed to maintain that control, had to back off. And again, they had the sneaky snakes on their side. Mill